So don't forget, there are a lot of historical documents that are just buried intentionally. For example, I bet you didn't know that there are other Gospels that were kept out of the New Testament.
Have you been reading magazine covers in the checkout aisle again? Nothing?
Have you ever heard of the Gospel of Thomas or the Gospel of Judas? Of course you have. Yes, Danny.
They're not exactly secret. You can go online right now and read them.
You deny that the church actively tried to keep these documents out of the Bible?
I'm not denying that the Christian community rejected them, but they weren't really up for consideration. And it wasn't a secretive process either. In 180 AD, early church father Irenaeus wrote openly against the so-called Gospel of Judas, calling it fictitious history.
So what was so bad about these books that they couldn't be included in the Bible?
Most scholars date those writings much later than the canonical Gospels. The canonical Gospels date to the 1st century, and those forgeries date to the 2nd. Plus, nobody really thinks Thomas or Judas wrote those. They're just way too late. And they have a bunch of stuff in them that just doesn't sound like something Jesus would say.
Examples, please.
In the Gospel of Thomas, which is really just a collection of sayings, it's got Jesus telling women that they have to become men in order to enter heaven. And then in the Gospel of Judas, it's basically Judas alone of all the disciples who really understands Jesus' true message. It denies that Jesus had to die on the cross for our sins. It denies his bodily resurrection. It's basically the opposite of Christianity. So why is it a surprise to teachers with pens in their pockets that early Christians would see these writings and say that's not our stuff?
10-page monograph on the methods used to date historical documents in detention for the crack about my pens.